everybody. I'd like to go over the worksheet on inequalities in word problems. Let's look at some example. Susanna has at least 14 tomato plants. All right, at least is like a bottom limit. If she has at least 14 tomato plants, she can't have 13. She has to have more or equal to 14. So she could have 15, she could have 16, or she could have just 14. That would be the bottom limit. So at least 14 tomato plants would be written as P, or whatever letter you chose, is greater than or equal to 14. Remember, the mouth is hungry. He wants to eat the larger thing. Plants is greater than or equal to 14. Next, we have no more. Tyrone has no more than 5 championship rings. No more means less than or equal to. So I chose R for rings, but you could really choose any variable. And it must be less than or equal to 5 because we said no more. It can't be 6, but it could be 2 or 3. And it could actually be 5, but no more. Next is no fewer. Deschanel has no fewer than 25 pairs of shoes. And no fewer is the same as at least. She couldn't have 24. That would be fewer. It's no fewer. So it would be 25 or more. And that I chose S for shoes and then greater than or equal to 25. So you would do the same thing on these examples. And then down here we have sometimes students have a difficult time comparing fractions. Which one is bigger, 1/3 or 1/5? You might think, oh, well, 5 is bigger than 3. But be careful, fractions can be tricky. So what you would do is you would put it in the graphing calculator and choose math. Oh, this is a typo, sorry. It should say decimal. You would choose the math button, then decimal, then enter, and then enter again to change them to decimals. And then it's much easier to see that 0.333, which is 1/3, is greater than 0.2, which is 1/5. But be careful, it's reversed if they're both negatives. The bigger the number, if it's negative, it's actually smaller. The bigger the negative, the smaller it is. So in this case, negative 1/5 would be larger than negative 1/3. You see how the sign change necessitated the flip of the inequality. However, if one is negative and the other is positive, well, positives are always bigger.